Today marks 3 years since Russia invaded Ukraine. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, and a dozen European leaders and Canada's Prime Minister are in Ukraine for a show of support. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen just said,
"The war in Ukraine remains the most central and consequential crisis for Europe's future."
But France's president is not there. Instead, Emmanuel Macron will go to the White House today to meet with President Trump, who's been critical of Ukraine's leader, calling Volodymyr Zelensky a dictator who shouldn't have let Russia invade. The president's also been starting U.S. peace talks with Russia that Ukraine was not involved in. And at the same time,
the Trump administration's been urging Ukraine to give the U.S. some profits from Ukrainian rare earth minerals as compensation for the aid the U.S. has given Ukraine in its war with Russia. President Trump had been talking about $500 billion worth of profits. But Ukrainian President Zelensky has said no to the idea because it doesn't have any security guarantees.
That's Fox's Jill Nato. Zelensky has offered to resign if it means a peace deal and Ukraine joining NATO. Cutbacks are coming at the U.S. Agency for International Development that Elon Musk and Doge claim is out of control with wasteful spending. More than 1,000 workers being fired and USAID staffers being put on leave overseas. Fox's Madeline Rivera reports.
The terminations come after a federal judge allowed the administration on Friday to move forward with the mass firings. There's confusion as well within several federal agencies after federal employees received an email from the Office of Personnel Management over the weekend asking them to list what they accomplished last week. Elon Musk first mentioned the email on X Saturday, saying failure to respond would be taken as an act of resignation.
Some federal agencies told their employees not to worry about responding by today. Now an update on Pope Francis.
He is still in critical condition. The last update from the Vatican and the hospital is that he had a good night and that he remains responsive. He is alert.
Fox's Lauren Green in Rome. The Pope has pneumonia and kidney issues. America's listening to Fox News.
Connect to Fox News Audio on the Fox News app. Listen to hear your favorite hosts like Brian Kilmeade, Jimmy Fallon, and Guy Benson standing up for what's right, live and via podcast. Just click listen, then swipe right and hear the latest news updates on your time. And scroll down to hear the latest podcasts from Fox News. And it's even easier to listen in the car with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Get programming alerts and notifications. Fox News Audio is on the Fox News app. The voices America trusts. Download it now. From the Fox News Podcasts Network.
I'm Ben Domenech, Fox News contributor and editor of the Transom.com daily newsletter, and I'm inviting you to join a conversation every week with the smartest thinkers out there about the issues Americans face and where we're going as a nation. This show will feature deep dive interviews with newsmakers and some of your favorite Fox News analysts. I hope you'll join me as we dive into the fray. It's the Ben Domenech Podcast.
Subscribe and listen now by going to foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you download podcasts.
While a lot of focus today is marking 3 years since Russia started the war in Ukraine, it comes at a time of change at the Pentagon after President Trump fired the Joint Chiefs of Staff Chairman General C.Q. Brown and other high-ranking military leaders.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth defended the moves while appearing on Fox News Sunday.
Nothing about this is unprecedented. The president deserves to pick his key national security and military advisory team.
Hegseth adding this assessment of the now former chairman.
He's an honorable man. Not the right man for the moment.
Rhode Island Democratic Senator Jack Reed pushed back on the firings while appearing on ABC's This Week Sunday.
Apparently what Trump and Hegseth are trying to do is to politicize the Department of Defense.
The senator adding,
we're looking at a very dangerous undermining of the values of our military.
Hegseth, though, says only one value matters: warfighting and lethality. Kevin Uretsky, Fox News.
On Wall Street, a rebound's brewing. Dow futures up about 300 points after Friday's big sell-offs, and the Dow plunging 748, capping its worst week since October, dropping more than 2%. At the gas pump, we've been paying a little more, gaining 7 cents the last 2 weeks. And analyst Trilby Lungbird's survey of stations, and here are reasons why.
In the east, there's been extreme weather that has hindered refining and transportation, and in the west, supply was affected by a major refinery in Northern California, impacting prices across the western region.
The Lundberg survey puts regular gas at $3.25 per gallon. AAA's national average is less $3.14. On the NASCAR track, Christopher Bell won the race on Fox in an overtime lap, just edging out 2 other drivers to get the checkered flag in Atlanta.
That right there is what you dream of. You never know how those things are going to play out, but I'll be the first to tell you, I love super speedways.
It's Bell's 10th career win and the second NASCAR Cup race of the year after Daytona. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. The Putnam County Sheriff's Office has charged an employee of a Christian-based child services ministry with statutory rape. Sheriff Eddie Ferris says deputies arrested 65-year-old Dale Burbank Friday after executing a search warrant at the Mustard Seed Ranch. Burbank under $70,000 bond with a March 31st court date set. Cumberland County Sheriff's Office identified on Saturday skeletal remains found near the Mount Roosevelt Wildlife Management Area earlier this month. The press release says DNA analysis confirmed the remains belong to Cody Deering. Deering reported missing in 2022. Sheriff Casey Cox says investigators will work to uncover circumstances surrounding Deering's death. Be prepared for short-term traffic delays. TDOT says crews will begin patching potholes over the coming days and weeks. This after recent heavy rains and winter weather have created an abundance of potholes along interstates and state routes. The agency says the goal is to conduct repairs during off-peak travel times. That's the news from WHUB.
From the WHUB Willow Window Studios, your trusted window, garage door, and custom window treatment experts. Willow Window. Stop by their new showroom at 310 Newman Drive, Cookeville.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is radio station WHUB, the voice of the Upper Cumberland in Cookeville, Tennessee.
Good morning.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. It's Jason and Sheila. We're live here in the Willow Window Studio. It's 6:06, the 24th of February. Good morning, Sheila Scruggs.
Good morning, Jason Grider. High today is close to 60, y'all.
Hey now.
We're starting out with a cool 28, but high will be around 60 and sunny today. So I like the sounds of that, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm all for this.
Mm-hmm.
This is, I mean, we can stay here for a while if you want to. Winter.
Yeah.
Till spring.
Exactly. Our guest this morning, Chastity Johnson, she's got a spring market coming up at the Allgood City Park, and that's coming up first week of March. So she'll be in after 7. And then Luke Parker, he is a CrossFit guy. We'll talk to him about his story. He was also in Cookeville Lifestyle as a mover and shaker, and we'll find out what he's got going on.
All right. Well, that'll be fun. Got a lot of new people to meet today.
Yeah.
Hey, do you know what a blowout bar? By the way, there's a few things you need to know. You know what a blowout bar is?
Yeah, your hair. It's like they take your hair and then blow it out like a Brazilian blowout.
Oof.
Not wax, but blowout.
Brazilian blowout sounds terrible. I'm just gonna.
Okay, that is a popular style for your hair.
Okay.
But
well, the Borden Jewelry building, there on Broad Street, where it's been for, gosh, I don't know how long it's been there, but forever. It got bought by Emily Blair Boucher and her husband Brett. So
she's coming in tomorrow too to talk
really?
to us at 7:30 tomorrow.
I should have just waited. I could have learned what a blowout bar was then.
She actually did my hair for the Cookeville Lifestyle photo shoot. She has red hair too. You remember her?
Yeah,
Emily?
Yeah. I do remember.
So, yeah, she's the one. She's actually done makeup to the stars in Nashville and everything.
Really?
So this is exciting for her.
Oh, good.
Daryl Blair, you know him. He was a firefighter.
Oh yeah.
That's his daughter.
Oh, okay.
So
all right. Well, I look forward to meeting her.
Yeah, that's gonna be exciting.
Is her husband coming too, or just her? Do you know yet?
I don't know. I'll try to get him to come too. But they have a little boy named Rocco, and he might be watching him. I don't know. Rocco, isn't that a cool name?
That is.
Love
yeah,
it.
That's awesome.
There's going to be a home and garden show. We just got done with the home show at the new convention center. It did well. Now the home and garden show is coming up this spring. It's March 29th and 30th. And it's going to be at Delmonico Winery this time. So that is exciting.
Averett with another award, this time from PepsiCo. The 2024 Asset-Based Carrier of the Year.
Oh, wow.
Way to go, Averett.
That's cool.
Yeah.
They win all kinds of awards.
All kinds.
Favorite, what y'all doing up in there?
I don't know.
Creating good things.
That,
I don't know what this means.
did
But
you just do like the
Bible
snap formation?
I have no idea what I just did. I was snapping, y'all. That was trying to mean a good thing, but I think I made it look really weird. And anyway, congratulations, April.
Oh, boy.
The official unveiling of the Tennessee Central Trails tourism trail maps that are being added along the mile trail. The new maps designed by Megan Atkinson showcases not only the scenic beauty of those trails, but also the local businesses that support the community asset. So that's exciting. That's the tourism trail maps. So the unveiling. Get you one.
Get you
You
one.
should I snap at that?
Sheila, let's not do any more snap.
Okay, I don't think I will. It's
I
Monday.
don't know if I can handle any more snap. Okay, they did this last year. They must have been doing it for a few years. The free AARP tax assistance at the Putnam County Library.
Yes.
Now, that's getting started. It may already have started. You can call the library and find out, but it is going to happen. And even though the AARP is the one putting it on, it's for all ages. So even if you're not a AARP member or a senior citizen, you can still take advantage of the free tax assistance going on at the Putnam County Library.
And they're hiring at the city of Cookeville, lots of different jobs, athletic program assistant, also assistant finance director, electrical engineer, and then a few others too. You can go on the city of Cookeville, their Facebook page to learn more about that. But there's several jobs if you're looking for them.
All right. What an incredible run for the Tennessee Tech women's basketball team.
No doubt.
Unbelievable. 13 straight wins, the longest streak since 2000-2001.
What a feat.
I saw that yesterday was our friend Allison Clark's birthday. Did you see that?
I didn't, but happy birthday, Allison.
One of the assistant coaches there. The Tennessee Tech women's basketball team is undefeated at home.
Amazing.
16 conference wins heading into the final week of conference play.
Whew.
I mean, on fire. That's all I got for a few things you need to know, Sheila.
I do want to say congratulations to Upperman High School's Jake Stinnett and Grady Phelps. They won in the TSSAA State Wrestling Tournament. Grady is the 126-pound state champion, and Jake is a 106-pound state runner-up, and that is awesome. So good job, guys. That is cool.
Yeah. All right, coming up, Your 2 Cents. Your 2 Cents is brought to you by Freedom Pond, 49 Mayberry Street in Sparta. Go by and see them. They've got all kinds of great products, clean, nice, working. As if it was Trump, he would say beautiful.
Beautiful
items for you to go and get at Freedom Pond, 49 Mayberry Street in Sparta. Excuse me.
I was going to show this to Jason. It's like look at the picture on Facebook and tell me what these are called. Okay. When I was growing up, I called them roly-polies. What do you call these? Even when you were growing up, and it's kind of gray, and they kind of turn up into a little ball. They look like tiny little armadillo bugs.
Yeah. Let me see it. Yeah. We called them army bugs.
Like armadillo bugs?
Yeah, well, just army. I don't know.
Oh, I hadn't heard that one now.
But now that could have just been some
stuff you made up.
I don't know.
Or your mom. But yeah, roly-polies is what I called them.
Yeah, I mean, I heard other
doodle bugs.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's the same as doodle. Is it the same as doodle bugs?
I don't know, because there were little bugs that would roll up
right
dirt and stuff, and
Right.
And I always thought those were roly-polies.
Yeah. So
they made the roly-polies.
Well, that's what the question is, because it's like a little tiny crustacean, but
Well,
it's in the crustacean
I'm
family.
probably wrong on this deal. It's probably something my
Well,
family
what it
made
really
up.
is a pill bug, is what the actual name of them are.
That makes sense.
So, but I call them roly-polies too,
They
and I
look
think
like
most
a
people
pill.
do. We'll find out. So now I've learned a new one. Army bugs, huh?
It's 6:15. We're Jason and Sheila. We're live here in the Willow Window Studio. Head over to our Facebook page. That's News Talk 1077 and 1400 The Hub on Facebook. Get it on our question this morning. Also, like the page if you wouldn't mind. It's Jason and Sheila right here in the Willow Window Studio.
Hey folks, this is Paul Winkler. Have you ever really spent time planning for life after work? If not, you're not alone. For most, it's a scary thought. Making sense of investments, Social Security, Medicare. To make it worse, the advice people typically get is from salespeople or family members who got their information from salespeople. We are here to take the mystery and fear out of retirement. The next step is yours. Call 615-851-1950 or go to paulwinkler.com. That website is paulwinkler.com, creating confident investors.
And now located in Cookeville.
This week's half-price Upper Cumberland deal is Royal House of Cheese. They create the most delicious charcuterie boxes. They're round wooden boxes reminiscent of old European cheese boxes. The boxes come with a variety of cheese, fresh fruit, cured meats, and more. If you have events coming up like birthdays, weddings, or festive occasions, Royal House of Cheese will create the most elaborate grazing tables for your event and get it half price. This week's half-price Upper Cumberland deal of the week.
Do you ever feel like gambling is causing financial strain or hurting your relationships? The Gambling Clinic has been helping people change their gambling habits for over 2 decades. With physical clinics and remote online appointments, we're here to help you make informed decisions about your gambling. Visit us at thegamblingclinic.com so we can work together to help you win back your life. This project is funded by the Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services. Brought to you by the Tennessee Gambling Clinic, the Tennessee Association of Broadcasters, and this station.
Over 50 years and still going strong and growing. With American Way, you'll gain the knowledge and skills necessary to thrive in today's market. We provide realtors the tools they need to succeed, so this essentially adds up to success for the agents. If you are willing to work, we can make it happen for you. We also have a very family-oriented culture with a focus on productivity. Give me a call. I'm William Baugh, 931-310-6291.
American Way Real Estate, 710 South Jefferson Avenue in Cookeville.
Donald J. Trump is officially the next president of the United States of America. While millions of Americans are rejoicing in the victory, thousands of others are still concerned about their savings. The unfortunate truth is we still have $35 trillion in debt. The interest on that debt is now larger than our entire defense budget for the first time in history. Plus, the wars that started under Biden are still raging across the globe. So, what can you do to help protect your savings? Many Americans are already taking action by reaching out to the top-rated precious metals company, Goldco. Right now, Goldco is offering a free gold and silver kit to show you how precious metals like gold and silver could help you diversify your savings before it's too late. Visit HannityGold.com or call 855-815-GOLD to get your copy free of charge. Plus, you could receive up to a 10% match on bonus silver for qualified accounts. Visit HannityGold.com or call 855-815-GOLD. That's HannityGold.com. Paid for by Goldco.
1077 and 1400, The Hub. Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here. We're live in the Willow Window Studio. It's 6:19 now.
And we're answering your 2 cents. It's about roly-polies, or you may call them something else. Those little tiny crustacean-like animals that can roll up and look like little bug armadillos.
Yeah.
They're called pill bugs.
Find them under rocks.
Yeah.
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 They've always got some tunnels built.
And they're always harmless. But this is brought to you by...
You're right. I don't know what they're useful for, what they do, you know.
They eat like decaying wood and like little other insects and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So they said they're
like
helpful for the breakdown of certain things.
So they're like a little trash truck.
Little trash truck monsters, but they're not monsters. Anyway, your 2 cents is
Thanks
brought
for
to
letting
you.
us know that, Sheila.
It's brought to you by Freedom
Hey,
Pond.
They're not monsters.
No, they're not monsters. Freedom Pond on Mayberry Street. I hope they continue sponsoring. I can understand if you don't, but we really do love y'all as a sponsor. They're located on Mayberry Street in Sparta. Oh my, on Sparta, and you need to go by and see them because, well, they're not open on Mondays, but they are Tuesday through Saturday. Anyway,
ooh, Sheila,
what do you call those little bugs? Let's go see what everybody else is saying. Okay, Marlene said she calls them water bugs. They were in our basement and it was damp and wet, so they're just water bugs. Amy said pill bugs and roly-polies.
Okay.
Toby, roly-polies. Melissa, roly-polies. Kevin said roly-poly bug. Let me see if anybody said what you called them, army bug? I think your family just made that up. Dina said tater bugs. Tater. Tater bugs. Pill bugs is what Amy said.
So there's people out there that knew like the exact term for what these are?
Roly-polies. But
I'm talking about pill.
Yeah.
The pill bug. Like people knew that was there.
Yeah, I knew they would.
So is that their like scientific name?
I believe so, yeah. Well, their scientific name is some kind of Roman name that I cannot pronounce.
Okay.
Latin.
But pill bug's American for them.
Pill bugs is what the American name is for them. But the nickname, well, it even said when I Googled it and looked it up, it said pill bugs are known by their nickname as roly-polies.
Really?
Yeah. So
what are doodle bugs?
Are
Because
they two different things, Jason?
I think there's a couple of different ones out there that do, that do that. Oh, they may not be the only ones that roll up in little balls.
Are doodle bugs and pill bugs the same thing? Yes.
Really?
Doodle bugs and pill bugs are the same thing. They're also known as roly-polies, wood lice, potato bugs. So that's where they got tater bug.
How about that?
And armadillo bugs.
Huh.
So maybe that was short when you said army bug. I bet it's from armadillo.
Maybe that's all I heard.
You just thought little army hats is
They
what
may
it
have been
looks like.
saying armadillo that whole time.
And
I
you
was
just said
like,
army bugs.
That's all I needed to know, army. Or look how they got a little army down there.
Your grandson is so much like you. He just makes up his own terms.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's see. Their diet, they're scavengers that eat decaying plant matter and other decomposing material.
Well.
They may also eat mulch used in landscaping.
Okay.
Mm.
Well, good for them, We got to get rid of that somehow.
They rarely eat living plants or crops, though, pose no risk to humans and very little threat to crops or agriculture.
Okay, well, good to know. So they're just, they're our little bug friends out there.
This is their scientific name, Armadillidium vulgare.
So my family was actually closer than everybody else with the army bug.
Of course, you're going to take it that way.
Well, no, I mean,
no, the real name of them.
my family's like
Doodle bugs or pill bugs.
No, my family, they were so smart they knew the whole term and they just shortened it down to army.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. You know how that is.
You are so cocky sometimes. So my family were closer than everybody else's family that says roly-polies.
Yeah, my family was learned.
They were learned. And then you came along and messed it all up.
Right, took the average way down.
Well, that was neat. We did some science in today.
Look at there.
We did some question asking.
It's like watching Mr. Wizard.
We did a little bit of picking, a little bit of arguing, and now we're back to grinning.
Hey, today is National Tortilla Chip Day.
I think we need to go to a Mexican restaurant then, just to celebrate.
I mean, we have a glut of places that have great.
One of your favorite words.
That has the great tortilla chips.
Yes.
I mean, we got a lot of places.
And homemade ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, good stuff there. National Trading Card Day. Now, I know that wasn't a a girl thing back in the day. But
What are you talking about? They had Charlie's Angels cards. They had Elvis cards.
Did you collect them?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. But I played with all of them, so all of them are bent or scuffed or little edges are like worn. But they're still in, some of them are in good shape.
You still have them?
Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty cool, Sheila. That's good stuff. World Bartender Day, which I've always thought would be a cool job.
I can see you doing like Tom Cruise in Cocktail.
I'd like
spinning that bottle around.
Yeah, I mean, I've looked into it.
I'm sure you have.
Because they make a plastic, like a learn to do it set.
So before you break everything?
Right, so they have like a plastic that's the same weight.
All right. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's neat.
And then I think it comes with, at least it did back in the day, a DVD.
What would your bartender name be?
I have no idea what my...
Do they have
Why would I need another bar? Why would I need a bartender name?
I don't know. I just thought that would be good. What would nickname be? Maybe that would be my question tomorrow.
What would your bartender nickname be?
Yeah.
I don't even get that.
You don't get it?
No.
Did Tom Cruise, didn't he have a nickname on that movie?
No, it was just his name. Which I can't remember right
Maybe
now.
it was Mr. Cocktail?
No.
I don't even get that. That was so
Cocktail, like it's a mascot. Hello. Welcome to the bar. I'm Mr. Cocktail.
He's going to laugh too?
Yeah.
That just sounds goofy.
Right. that's what I'm saying.
There's a Mr. Peanut.
Right. Mr. Peanut's not a bartender.
I would love it if he was.
Anyway, to all you
my goodness.
great bartenders out there, thank you so much for being there for us sometimes.
And tell us what your nicknames are.
Well, I've never met one with a nickname.
I'm sure they do if they're real good.
Maybe. What I always thought was cool when you went to like a real fancy place and the bartenders would be wearing just a white shirt with a black tie and they would tuck their tie in.
Yeah.
I always thought that was...
Look real sharp, didn't it?
Classy.
It is. It is.
That's how you knew you were going to be paying a lot for drinks.
Because they knew what they were doing.
At least
they looked like they knew what
they did. The thing where they would shake it up high, look at you, and they were great.
Look like this is going to be the best drink you've ever had.
Well, watching your bartender could be entertaining.
Yes, I know.
And they for sure were. They weren't.
That's what you wanted to do. You wanted to do the entertaining part of it.
I mean, they weren't like spinning the bottles and all that stuff like they were on Cocktail.
Yeah.
I mean, some of them might spin it in their hand real quick, but they weren't tossing the bottle. Nothing like that. But they were like super professional. I bet they made great money.
Oh, I'm sure. Especially because they made entertainment out of it.
They made a show out of it. Yeah.
Did you feel like you were in the middle of the Brat Pack when you were doing... No, Rat Pack. Sorry. Brat Pack was in the 80s.
Either one.
Dean Martin.
But yes.
Rat Pack.
Yeah.
And then in the 80s, we had Demi Moore.
Rat Pack. Yeah.
And
this restaurant / bar would have fit in either scenario.
I bet you would have been a brat or a rat.
Either one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I did kind of feel like that.
And then you're like, let me do that. I think I can turn that bottle upside down, be crazy.
Well, that'd be fun to do.
Yeah.
Look at the money those guys are making.
Yeah, but you like putting on a show and making money. Two different things.
Right.
You love it.
All right, guys. Coming up, we've got spoiler alert. Things going on in the world of entertainment and music on the way. So stick around for that. Good morning, Cookeville. We're here live in the Willow Window studio. Hang out. We'll be right back.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. A former White County middle school teacher will serve 45 years in prison after pleading guilty to numerous child sex abuse charges last week. District Attorney General Bryant Dunaway says a grand jury indicted Austin Damon Allen last year after evidence showed he sent pictures of sexual nature to female middle school students. A $25 billion bill from Governor Bill Lee aimed at preserving Tennessee farmland has squeaked through a Senate committee after stalling there last year. In an effort to counteract rapid farmland loss, the governor's proposal would offer financial incentives for farmers who wish to voluntarily place their land into a privately managed conservation easement. The Tennessee Highway Patrol responded to 195 crashes during a winter storm that impacted the volunteer state last week. The agency says troopers also assisted 289 stranded motorists and investigated 2 fatal crashes during the 2-day storm. That's the news from WHUB. I'm Rafferty Cleary.
Good morning, Cookeville. I'm Jacob Vinson with the UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub. Trailing by 9 at halftime on the road at Florida, the Tennessee Lady Vols used a 37-point third quarter to storm back ahead of the Gators and win 86-78 yesterday. The win pushes the Lady Vols to 21-6 on the season, 8-6 in the SEC, and 4 wins in a row. Next up for Tennessee, they will travel to Kentucky for a ranked matchup on Thursday. Number 1 Notre Dame women fell to number 13 NC State 104-95 in double overtime yesterday, snapping the Fighting Irish's 19-game win streak. Sophomore guard Zoe Brooks scored a game-high 33 points in the win for the Wolfpack. In men's college basketball yesterday, unranked Indiana upset number 13 Purdue 73-58. The Hoosiers trailed by 12 at halftime but outscored the Boilers 48-21 in the second half to win. Malik Renew and Trey Galloway each scored 15 for the Hoosiers. Elsewhere, St. John's beat UConn 89-75 and Memphis topped FAU 84-65. Alex Ovechkin is now just 13 goals shy of Wayne Gretzky's all-time goal record after netting 3 for the Capitals, who beat the Oilers 7-3 yesterday. It's the second hat trick this season for the 39-year-old. I'm Jacob Vinson, and that was the UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
The UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub, brought to you by One Bank. The Fox Business Report is brought to you by Paul Winkler Incorporated, now with an office in Cookeville, creating confident investors. PaulWinkler.com.
I'm Liz Clayman, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Apple is spending more than $500 billion in the U.S. over the next 4 years. FBN says the spending is the result of threatened tariffs from the Trump administration and the push into artificial intelligence. The expansion is planned for Michigan, Texas, California, Arizona, Nevada, Iowa, Oregon, North Carolina, and Washington. The expansion includes a new factory in Houston that will produce servers to support Apple Intelligence. Online trading service Robinhood Markets is planning a more aggressive move into digital currencies under a more supportive Trump administration. Domino's Pizza's holiday quarter was disappointing. Even though its business was up nearly 3% from a year ago, there is encouraging news for investors. Domino's is increasing its dividend. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
I'm alpine skier Michaela Schifrin. I've won the most World Cup ski races in history. But what does success mean to me? Success means discipline. It's teamwork. It's the drive and passion inside of us, and it's why Stifel is one of the fastest growing global wealth management firms in the country. If you're looking for success, surround yourself with the people who will get you there. If you're an advisor or investor, choose Stifel, where success meets success.
Stifel Nicholas and Company Incorporated, member SIPC and NYSE.
Past performance is no indication of future results. Investing involves risk. Consult a financial advisor.
Upper Cumberland weather.
Brought to you by the Habitat for Humanity's Habitat Restore, located at 560 South Jefferson in Cookeville.
This is your latest forecast from News Talk 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
Well, we're going to flip the channel today a little bit with temperatures climbing into the mid-50s, and that warming trend continues right into the weekend. Overnight, though, will be partly cloudy, mid-30s, sunshine near 60 on Tuesday, and again, mostly sunny Wednesday with a high in the mid to upper 60s, maybe even 70 at some locations, but areas by Thursday and Friday will see a little light rain.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila.
on 1077 and 1400 The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here. We're in the Willow Window Studio. It's 6:34.
And I clear my throat just as my mic's on. I apologize for that.
I warned you.
High today getting up to around 60. No, I am not lying to you. It's going to be 60 today and sunny. Our guest today will be Chastity Johnson. She's got a spring market that we're going to talk about with her after 7. Then Luke Parker, he is a CrossFit Mayhem guy, and he was also in Movers and the Shakers edition of Cookeville Lifestyle Magazine, so we'll find out more about that.
All right. That's all coming up. So right now it's time for spoiler alert. Things going on in the world of entertainment and music. Drew Carey's going to be on Jimmy Kimmel.
Is that it? Because you pause well,
I mean,
yeah.
NCIS is on tonight. So is The Voice, and The Bachelor is on ABC. On streaming tonight, No Taste Like Home with Antoni Porowski. That's on Hulu and
Tony Pour Whiskey.
yeah. And then hang on a second, let me get to this Hub Plus. We've got 2 basketball games on tonight. I want to be sure I tell you about them, and they're in my email here, so give me just a second. Sorry. Let's see here. Girls consolation game at 6 p.m. That's Cumberland County versus Livingston Academy. Then at 7:30, Upperman versus Sparta. And these are the girls games, and they'll be on Hub Plus, so that'll be on the Roku app. Search for Hub space, then spell out plus. Channel 192 on Twin Lakes and Spectrum. So it'll be on Upper Cumberland Reporter YouTube page. So that's where those games will be today. Again, you got Cumberland County, Livingston at 6, and then Upperman versus Sparta at 7:30. Tomorrow, Livingston Academy versus DeKalb County at 6, then Upperman versus Stone Memorial at 7:30. So I think those are district championship games, or will turn into the district championship games. So we got some high school basketball for you if, The Voice, The Bachelor, or NCIS doesn't float your boat.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Let's see here. Other stuff going on. The 40th annual Independent Spirit Awards took place Saturday. Nora won Best Feature. Never heard of. Baby Reindeer, which is the one I have heard of, took home 3 acting awards, while Shogun won Best New Scripted Series. I tried to watch a little bit of Shogun, but it never caught. Did you try it?
No, but I tried to watch a little bit of Baby Reindeer, and it didn't catch with me.
That's what I just said.
You said Shogun.
Oh, yeah. I did say Shogun, but Baby Reindeer. So you did watch Baby Reindeer.
Not all of it.
See?
I watched 2 or 3 episodes, and I'm like, after the 3rd episode, if you haven't caught me, then it's hard for me to continue.
Sometimes it's a little too highbrow,
it was a lot going on.
I don't want to think that much.
And it may have got me where I was tired, and me, even if I'm not tired, sometimes it's hard to think, but but I just didn't get it.
No, I'm with you. I mean, I've got other friends of mine who liked it, and I would consider them on the same plane as us, but they really liked it.
I guess I think that I might like it if I gave it another try, but I'm not even wanting to give it another try.
I couldn't pay attention to it that long.
It was like a Woody Allen film for me. A lot of y'all get it. A lot of y'all might be highbrow. Never have liked him, and I really don't like him now.
Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez are officially single. The divorce is finalized.
It took forever, didn't it?
Not for a Hollywood one.
You think?
I mean, all that mess just started this past summer, and it's already done.
I guess it's quick then. Well, To me, it felt like we were talking about it way too much.
No, it's only been, I don't know, maybe 6 to 10 months, maybe that's been going on.
Yeah, you'd think they'd be fighting over more assets.
Yeah.
But I guess it was a pretty clean divorce.
So Puff Daddy's defense attorney has withdrawn himself from the case. How bad does it have to be?
Here's the deal. He saw, man, you're going to lose this one, and I don't want that on my record.
I can't. You know what?
That's what it sounds like, doesn't it?
What in the world?
I'm not saying, hey, allegedly, but it doesn't ever look good when your defense attorney goes, after I've learned what I've learned, I'm out.
Yeah. I just don't have anything to do with that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Oh my. The SAG Awards happened, and Only Murders in the Building and Shogun, they took all the big categories. So this Shogun thing, man, I gotta give it another try, I guess.
So, you did try that one too and didn't like it? Because I don't think
Shogun,
I haven't even tried that one.
Shogun, I tried, but I didn't stick with it.
Yeah. Is there a lot of people that like it? Well, I guess. Since
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So they were the big winners at the SAG Awards this past weekend. Demi Moore won for The Substance, and
she was great in that.
Took home leading actor and actress awards in the film category. So other winners included Gene Smart, Martin Short, Kieran Culkin, and Colin Farrell for all the stuff that they've been in. Colin Farrell for The Penguin.
And Kieran Culkin, he was in something about like Make It Painless or something like that, a movie, and he did so good in that. Something about pain.
A Real Pain.
A Real Pain.
A Real Pain is
Make
what he
It Painless, A Real Pain, same thing.
So,
but he's really good. I've been impressed with him.
Yeah. He's like one of the few that because your family member is somebody that, so you got jobs because of it.
I think he's worked hard to make a name on his own.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. At the box office over the weekend, Captain America Brave New World comes in at number one again with $28.2 million.
Woo.
The Monkey at number two.
The Monkey.
Yeah, The Monkey.
Huh.
Comes in at number two with $14.2 million, so half. Paddington in Peru, $6.5 million.
A little bear.
It cracks me up every time I see one now.
Because I wore a little hat with my blue coat, a little red hat, and I look like Paddington is what Jason said.
Dog Man comes in at number 4, and Niza comes in at number 5.
I haven't even seen previews for most of these. What's wrong with me?
Me either. The Niza is a Chinese animated fantasy.
Is it anime or is that different?
I don't know.
You and I are like,
I don't know.
I don't know. Not something we'd probably like.
Really, the only two that I do know existed were Captain America and Paddington in Peru. And the only reason I know about Paddington Peru is because now it makes me think of Sheila.
But those are really the only two I've seen. Like, we must watch the same things like when we're streaming.
Yeah.
And it shows us the same thing because I've seen previews only of those two movies. I have not heard of Monkey. Just Jason talking about it. That's it.
Monkey, it says it's a horror movie based on Stephen King's short story. And doesn't say what Dog Man is.
Let me just tell you, monkeys can be frightening anyway. I think some of them can be mean.
Public service announcement.
Yes.
Sometimes monkeys are mean.
And scary. Like, I mean, I've seen clips of them stealing people's stuff. Like, they'll be walking in Asia with all the monkeys around.
If there's one thing to learn today, watch out for monkeys.
Yes. They'll steal your glasses. They'll steal your purse.
They are connivers.
They can rip your face off.
watch out for monkeys. That's some
You gotta be careful.
That's some late breaking news there from Sheila
And
Scruggs.
I mean, it's coming from somebody that loves animals.
Right. It's 6:44 now, and coming up, we've got the real good, a couple of stories that are positive and uplifting. And round one of this week's Ask Sheila on the way.
I'm not sure how it's going to be.
So stick with us. It's Good Morning Cookeville. We're live in the Willow Window studio. We'll be right back.
This is the best time to buy America's best-selling trucks. This is Ford Truck Month. Hey guys, this is Jeff Root, General Manager at Ford Lincoln of Cookeville. Now is the time to buy a new Ford truck from Ford of Cookeville. You can get up to $15,000 off MSRP for a limited time during Ford Truck Month. All of our trucks are marked down to the best prices they'll have all year. Come see us, 1600 Interstate Drive, or visit us online anytime at FordLincolnofCookeville.com.
Looking for incredible deals and unique finds? Discover the Habitat Restore off South Jefferson Avenue in Cookeville. From furniture and home decor to appliances and building materials, we've got everything you need to spruce up your space, all at unbeatable prices. Plus, every purchase supports Habitat for Humanity, helping families build their dream homes right here in our community. So why wait? Visit Habitat Restore today and uncover treasures while making a difference. South Jefferson Avenue, right here in Cookeville.
Hey Golden Eagle fans, it's your head women's basketball coach, Kim Roseman. Join us for an action-packed night at the Hooper Evelyn Center Thursday, February 27th versus Western Illinois at 5:30 p.m. with Coach Pelfrey and our men's team to follow. Come watch us battle it out on the court and help us secure another home win. Don't miss a moment of the action this season. Get your tickets today at ttusports.com or call the ticket office at 931-372-3940. Let's pack the hoop and make this season unforgettable. Wings up.
Discover the savings at Freedom Pawn, located at 49 Mayberry Street in Sparta. We're not your typical pawn shop. Explore our extensive selection of jewelry, tools, gaming systems, knives, and guitars, perfect for any enthusiast. For the archery lover, we offer Barnett crossbows and other top brands. And don't forget, we're your trusted guns and ammo store with the best selection around. Visit us today. Just look for the Bigfoot in front of the store and see why Freedom Pawn in Sparta is your ultimate destination for great deals.
Your Cookeville Gas Department works closely with contractors to make certain no gas line is broken when excavation is done. However, there are times when damage does occur. If you smell gas where construction is being done, please notify the gas department immediately. Better yet, call us before you dig and let us locate the lines for you. Help us keep natural gas the safest energy there is. Natural gas, energy for life. This message brought to you in the interest of safety from the Cookeville Gas Department in cooperation with the Tennessee Public Utility Commission.
Hey everyone, it's Magic Mike at Carlin Chevrolet, and love is in the air. We love our customers, and to prove it, we're saving you money. This month, we're selling almost every new vehicle at true factory invoice pricing. On top of that, you get the rebates. We'll give you top dollar for your trade, and if you're loyal to us, we'll be loyal to you. If you own a Chevrolet 2011 or newer, trade it or keep it, you get extra money off. Come down to the corner of Spring and Willow and feel the love of savings. See you soon.
Jason and Sheila. Good Morning Cookeville. 1077 and 1400 The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. We're Jason and Sheila here, live in the Willow Window studio. It's 6:48.
A high today on around 60. It's going to have mostly sunny skies. I'm excited about the sun and 60.
Yes.
But what is it right now? 29. 29.
Is it really?
Yeah. It starts out cold.
I know. Every day, me and Sheila, we go through a bunch of news stories. We try to find some that are positive and uplifting, and we call it the real good. Alex Rodriguez is, of course, retired Major League Baseball player, A-Rod. Big superstar. Super successful as a player. He earned so much money that he's now set to become the co-owner of the Minnesota Timberwolves basketball team.
Really?
Yeah. So because of this, Alex has been spending more time at all sorts of basketball games. And yesterday, he attended a game between Bucknell University in Pennsylvania against the Army basketball team. At halftime, Alex dazzled the crowd at Bucknell by sinking a half-court shot, which resulted in a $10,000 prize for a lucky student. The student who plans to use the money to help pay for tuition was overjoyed. And while one student went home with $10,000, the amazing basketball shot also sparked a huge celebration in the student section at the arena, making it a big day for everybody involved. So
that's cool.
That is too cool. Extra 10 grand that'll go a long way for some college kid. That's for sure. That's a lot of ramen noodles.
Yeah. Or pizzas.
Yeah. I didn't, sidebar here. I didn't know pizzas like Pizza Hut. I mean, I knew pizzas came from Italy, but where Pizza Hut Domino's started, that's in the Midwest.
Really? I didn't know that. But I thought pizzas actually started here in America.
No, not the original pizza. The way we know pizza, it was like Kansas City.
Kansas
City.
Isn't
that crazy? Yeah, with Pizza Hut.
Did not know that.
All right, back to the real good. 8-year-old Cohen Dangle of St. Agatha, Maine, made a big splash at a fishing contest by donating his $800 prize money to a cancer charity. About a week ago, caught a muskie at the Long Lake Ice Fishing Derby. That put him in third place. But when it came time to collect his prize, he surprised everyone by telling the announcer he wanted to give his money to the Edgar J. Paradis Cancer Fund, and that left the audience in tears. His mom, Tiffany, was of course proud of him, but said she wasn't surprised by her son's act of kindness. Cohen's always been wise beyond his years, just a really old soul and a kind heart. After hearing about Cohen's donation, many people in the community reached out and have sent him gift cards for fishing gear.
That's cool.
So that way he would,
yeah.
Hey, awesome you did that, but you still deserve that prize.
Yeah.
Now you deserve it because you're a good kid. And so anyway, I thought that was a really great story.
I like that they're helping him out.
So to A-Rod and Cohen Dangle of St. Agatha, Maine, you are real good. All right, Sheila, you ready?
I'm ready.
Round one, ask Sheila.
We'll see how I do.
This week. All right, this looks like it's all about work. All right, ready for some at-work questions?
I guess, because work has either been hit or miss. I mean, the questions.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Question one, round one.
All right.
About 1 in 6 people polled admit they've fallen asleep here. Where is it?
At their desk.
Not at their desk.
But it is at work.
It is at work, correct. That is the theme for today.
In the bathroom?
In the bathroom. 1 in 6 people polled have fallen asleep
on
the
the toilet.
Yeah. That makes my little Zoom nap not so bad.
Oh, can you imagine?
Yeah. That makes me feel better.
Does it?
Yeah. 75% of companies say their average employees waste 2 hours a day, and 9% of those workers waste time doing this. What is it? So,
talking.
No.
Talking to each other, standing around.
So, this question requires a little bit of math here.
Oh.
All right. 75% of companies say their average employees waste 2 hours a day. 9% of that 75%
okay.
waste time doing this.
See, I was thinking of 75%
Right.
waste time talking.
Right. We're talking
more than
about
9% waste time
9% of 75%. Whatever that math is, waste time doing this.
Well, I would think on their phone texting.
No. No. This is a hard one, Sheila. I don't even know how
know.
to give you hints. Spacing out, zoning out,
Oh, I should have got that. I'm queen of that.
just staring off into space.
Huh?
See? All right. The average executive
Mm-hmm.
spends about 45 minutes a day doing this. What is it?
Talking on the phone to clients.
I don't know. I'd say that'd be more. Because, you know, sometimes people can get long-winded in a telephone conversation.
Searching for something on Google.
Ooh.
Ooh.
You're close. You're close. Not on the computer. They are searching for something.
Read the question again.
The average executive spends about 45 minutes a day doing this.
Searching for something
Where?
in their desk.
I'll give it to you. On their desk.
Oh. Because I was like, sometimes I search for scissors. It's in your drawer somewhere and can't find it.
So we're going to give Sheila credit for 2 today.
Credit for 2. I got 2.
That's what I said.
Yeah, but you said we're going to, like you're just giving it to me, like I didn't answer.
Well, Sheila, I think the people that were listening understand
Thought I did a great job.
why it's a credit.
Why is it a credit?
Because
I don't understand.
I basically gave them to you.
You didn't give them to me.
Anyway.
I got those fair and square.
Sure you did. 100%.
You know, when you treat me this way, there's people that write into me and say, Sheila, I know you got them. Good job, honey. Because they know you drive a hard bargain. You ask hard questions. Oh, we were going to ask you the questions this time.
Oh, that's right.
Maybe tomorrow.
All right. I forgot about that, Sheila.
Yeah, because we're going to show him how hard these questions are.
Speaking of messages, got one about Hub Plus. How to get it.
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
So if you have a Roku device, which is the only thing that we're on right now, is Roku, but we're working on the others. At some point, we'll get there. Roku device, just go to where you search for your different apps, like you would for, you know, like if you were installing Netflix or Hulu, same way. And then you just search for Hub, HUB, space, plus, PLUS.
Mm-hmm.
And it's yellow, and then there's, you know, it says Hub Plus on it. It looks like a little microphone there. So install that, and then you can watch Hub Plus live. You can watch all our different shows on demand. The Upper Cumberland Weather Channel, we have that streaming live as part of our Roku app. So if there's ever bad weather and you want to know about it, Hub Plus is there for you, along with Upper Cumberland Weather and Anthony Taylor. And we've got high school girls basketball on tonight, so you can tune in to that. So that's how Hub Plus works. We'd love for you to download the Roku app. If not, you can check out the live feed anytime on channel 192 on Comcast or on Twin Lakes TV. Twin Lakes TV, it's beautiful. It is. It's in high def, and look, I mean, thank you, Twin Lakes TV, for making it look so good.
Or on Facebook, a lot of times we do share it when we're on in the morning between 6 and 8. You can go to News Talk 107.7 and 1400 The Hub on Facebook.
Yeah, that's the only time it is on Facebook.
The only time.
When we're on. And we do appreciate y'all watching. Thank you so much. Our guest coming up here next.
It's Chastity Johnson. She's got a spring market that's coming up first week of March. We'll talk to her about that. Luke Parker, who is with CrossFit, and he is a very spiritual guy, too. We'll talk to him about his story. That's coming up at 7:30.
All right. Stick with us. It's Good Morning Cookeville. We're live in the Willow Window Studio. Be right back.
This is News Talk 107.7 and 1400, The Hub. Good morning, Cookeville. W299BY, 107.7 FM, and AM 1400, WHUB, Cookeville.
Russia's war in Ukraine turns 3 years old. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Russia invaded on this day in 2022, and while European leaders and Canada's prime minister gather in Ukraine, Spain is offering an additional $1 billion worth of military aid, but not the U.S. right now. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth tells Fox News Sunday President Trump wants the war to end.
The president is focused on one thing and one thing only, and that's stopping the killing and the destruction across Ukraine and ensuring an enduring peace.
Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky has offered to resign if there is a peace deal and Ukraine is allowed to join NATO. He's rejecting an American attempt to share profits from Ukraine's rare earth minerals because there's no U.S. security guarantee, and all that's up for discussion today.
French President Emmanuel Macron arrives here at the White House for the first time in President Trump's second term. Europe and NATO allies are pushing for a larger role in peace talks after a high-ranking U.S. delegation met with Russian counterparts last week in Saudi Arabia.
That's Fox's Jared Halpern. Pope Francis remains in critical condition, battling pneumonia, but the 88-year-old Pope is said to be alert after the Pope slept and the night went well.
He's still receiving oxygen, the blood transfusions. There are also signs of what the Vatican is calling kidney insufficiency. Needless to say, the prognosis remains guarded.
Fox's Lauren Green in Rome. More than 1,000 workers at the U.S. Agency for International Development being fired. Staffers overseas put on leave as the Trump administration calls USAID out of control with wasteful spending, as other federal workers are on deadline to respond to an email to list their accomplishments last week, pushed by DOJ leader Elon Musk.
Saying failure to respond would be taken as an act of resignation. But some agencies are telling their employees to not respond just yet. So it's unclear whether there would be repercussions for not responding.
Fox's Madeline Rivera. Musk just posted on X this morning that federal employees who've ignored the Trump order to return to the office will be put on leave this week. America's listening to Fox News.
Why pay more for prescriptions? Stop overpaying and start saving with SingleCare. It's easy. Find your prescription on singlecare.com, show the coupon at the pharmacy, and start saving. SingleCare works at pharmacies nationwide and is completely free to use, whether you have insurance or not. So the next time you fill a prescription, check SingleCare to make sure you're getting the best price. Take control of your prescription costs. Go to singlecare.com or download the free app today.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Michaela's Mobile Spa, Michaela. Michaela got a quick business insurance quote from Progressive and chose from over 30 customizable coverages. Sure, it helps she's her only employee and does literally everything. But while others would rest on their laurels, Michaela was hard at work saving big. So take that, hypothetical other employee who doesn't exist. Be your own Michaela. See if you could save in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage is not available in all states or for all vehicles and coverage selections.
There is more tension in the Middle East. Israeli tanks rolled into the West Bank for the first time in decades. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu calls it a mission to thwart terrorism there. Palestinian leaders call it a dangerous escalation. Netanyahu also refusing to release 620 Palestinian prisoners who were supposed to be exchanged for the last 6 hostages Hamas set free from Gaza Saturday to finish out phase 1 of the ceasefire.
Special Envoy Steve Witkoff on CBS Face the Nation says he will spend up to 5 days visiting several nations, Israel, Egypt, and Saudi Arabia among them. He said ensuring phase 2 of the ceasefire is a priority, as well as getting American hostage Edan Alexander home.
He's critical. It's one of President Trump's most important objectives is to get all Americans home.
Israel saying Hamas is subjecting hostages to humiliating public displays. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
On Wall Street, there could be a rebound from Friday's big sell-off when the Dow plunged 748 points to cap off a losing week. Right now, Dow futures are up more than 300 points. Just like Daytona, a dramatic finish on the NASCAR track.
The second race of the NASCAR Cup Series season headed to overtime at Atlanta Motor Speedway. But instead of a fight to the finish, it was decided when another caution flag came out just a little after the restart. Video showed Christopher Bell barely ahead of both Kyle Larson and Carson Hocevar, giving him his 10th career victory, despite the fact that he hadn't led a single lap before that.
That right there is what you dream of. You never know how those things are going to play out, but I'll be the first to tell you I love super speedways.
Fell courtesy of Fox Sports. Greg Thompson, Fox News.
On the ice, Alex Ovechkin netted a hat trick in Washington's 7-3 win over Edmonton. Ovechkin's 3 goals put him just 12 shy of tying Wayne Gretzky's NHL record of 894 career goals. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. The Putnam County Sheriff's Office has charged an employee of a Christian-based child services ministry with statutory rape. Sheriff Eddie Ferris says deputies arrested 65-year-old Dale Burbank Friday after executing a search warrant at the Mustard Seed Ranch. Burbank under $70,000 bond with a March 31st court date set. Cumberland County Sheriff's Office identified on Saturday skeletal remains found near the Mount Roosevelt Wildlife Management Area earlier this month. The press release says DNA analysis confirmed the remains belong to Cody Deering. Deering reported missing in 2022. Sheriff Casey Cox says investigators will work to uncover circumstances surrounding Deering's death. Be prepared for short-term traffic delays. TDOT says crews will begin patching potholes over the coming days and weeks. This after recent heavy rains and winter weather have created an abundance of potholes along interstates and state routes. The agency says the goal is to conduct repairs during off-peak travel times. That's the news from WHUB.
From the WHUB Willow Window Studios, your trusted window, garage door, and custom window treatment experts. Willow Window. Stop by their new showroom at 310 Newman Drive, Cookeville.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is radio station WHUB, the voice of the Upper Cumberland in Cookeville, Tennessee.
Good morning. Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. We're Jason and Sheila. We're live in the Willow Window Studio. 7:06 now.
And we've got Chastity Johnson in the studio with us. She's got Chastity's Crafty Events, and the Spring Market is coming up on March 15th. Now, you've got tons of vendors, and this is your second annual?
Yes.
So tell us what goes on at this event.
We have food, we have vendors, we have kids' activities, kids' crafts, bounce houses, and we've got Zoned Out Upper Cumberland Gaming Bus coming as well.
Ooh, what's that? What's the gaming bus?
It's a gaming bus, and they have TV screens in there, and the kids can come in there and play video games.
Oh, well, that sounds neat.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
It's a new business in the area.
So they're doing that here?
Uh-huh, yes.
Oh, wow.
So they just travel around?
Mm-hmm. They do birthday parties and stuff like that.
Well, that's neat.
That's really cool.
That's the first I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Good stuff. What kind of crafts are at the...
We have wood makers, crocheters, every kind of craft you can think of we have.
So you first started out crafting yourself.
Yes, I did.
And you sold some things. So what all do you do?
I used to do a variety of crafts, a lot of holiday crafts, signs, things like that.
So you did you probably did crochet, wood signs, everything?
Yeah.
So is this how it started?
Yes. I have lived in Allgood for about 12 years now, and I've watched it grow. And there's always events in Cookeville at the fairgrounds, but Allgood didn't have anything. So I wanted to bring more revenue into Allgood and tax dollars into Allgood and bring more awareness to all the businesses that are in Allgood that a lot of people don't even realize is there.
Well, Allgood's a great town.
Yes,
yeah.
it is. And we have a lot of little boutiques and coffee shop and all that there. So I wanted to bring more people into Allgood.
Well, your first market did really well. That's why you're doing this spring one.
Yes.
So how many vendors did you start out with on your very first one?
On the first one, we had about 40.
And now you've got 100, so you've more than doubled it.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah, so it will be at Allgood City Park on the 15th. So who are some of your vendors? I know we talked about crochet and then the gaming bus, but...
We've got a wood vendor. We've got crochet vendors. We've got food trucks. We've got a coffee truck. 56 Brewing Company will be there.
Yeah.
Boys on the Run will be there. Hardwood Smokehouse will be there. And then Kettle Corner Crossville will be there. So we have a lot of different food options. And then we've got bakers. We've got bread bakers, some that do cupcakes, cookies, all that. And then we've got some that do hair tinsel, for the little girls. And we're going to have free kids crafts, bounce houses, and plenty of activities for the kids while the parents do their.
Does it cost anything to like get in? Do you pay an admission?
It's free admission, free parking. We are taking donations because I try to pair up with a nonprofit in the community every time. So this time is going to be Fairyland Farms out of Baxter.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so we take donations and items for them as well. At the Christmas one, we done it with the Foster Closet.
Yes, they've been in here before. They're a great organization
Yes, they
too.
are. Yes, they are.
When you did craft, like what was your thing? You know, I know you said you did
Unique stuff. Mine was unique things.
I bet, you know, it seems like every crafter's got their thing, or
Yeah.
or were you one of those like my mom is? Sometimes she'll skip around to different
I'm bad
things.
about that. Yeah, I was bad about that.
So you got craft ADD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause
once
you get
I mastered
started on
something,
one.
I had to move on to something else.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You get bored. You want something different. Were you known for something special though? Like they know to come to Chastity for this.
Probably my jams and jellies.
Ooh, that's a good thing to be known for.
And some of my wood signs.
Yeah. So what was your best selling jam?
Probably the dandelion.
Oh, really?
Dandelion.
Now, see, that's one of the, all right, let me ask you some questions about that, okay? Because I've heard about it, and I've thought about doing it. But every time I look at a recipe, it looks like the amount of dandelions you'd have to have
Is a lot.
is a lot.
A lot.
Like, how long did it take you to,
You have to extract the oil out of them.
well, I'm out.
It
I'm
takes
out.
a while because you have to extract the oil out
Yeah.
of them, and
So how do you do that?
you have to boil them.
Okay.
Boil them on the stove.
I didn't
Then
know if
have
you
to
molded
strain
them or what.
You have to strain them and get the oil out.
Okay. And
Then you make your jelly out
is
of
it a sweet taste?
Yes, it tastes like honey.
Yeah. I mean,
A dandelion tastes like honey.
good. I mean, but every time I start reading about it, and then, you know,
There's a lot of work
there's a
into
lot
that.
there's too much work.
Yeah.
Well, you don't see a lot of dandelion jelly or jam
No.
because it takes a lot of work, I'm sure. It
Yeah.
takes a lot of dandelions.
Yeah, and you can make jelly out of all that. Most of mine was made of different flowers.
Yeah.
Kinds of flowers.
So how many
Dandelion has more health benefits than others.
dandelions did you have to make some jelly?
A bunch.
Like
I
was
had
there
everybody
several
collect
buckets full? I mean, what?
Yeah.
I mean, especially if you're going to make it for a bunch of people, I couldn't
Yeah.
couldn't imagine having, because I was just going to do one little run for giggles, you know.
Yeah.
And one little run for giggles. I mean, I probably needed a 5-gallon bucket at least,
Yeah. Okay.
right, full of dandelions, and that just wasn't in the cards for me to sit out there and do that.
So there takes a lot of patience, is what he's
Yeah.
saying on
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
But it's delicious. So you won't have any of that.
Probably not. I usually don't try to set up at the events. It's too busy. You know?
We're,
I take care of my
talking,
vendors.
we're talking about how great this is, but you won't be able to find that.
I try not to set up a booth while I'm there so that I can
Yeah.
cater more to the vendors.
Well, that's
while
good.
they're there.
Well, to go from 40 to 100, word must have spread that, hey, you
It
know
has.
what?
It
That
has,
Chassis
and-
takes care of us.
And we'll have parking at all the local churches. They're all helping me out by letting me use their parking lot.
Oh, I'm sure they're glad of this event because it brings people to town and,
Yes.
you know, like you said, it showcases a lot of folks that are here locally.
Yes.
So are some of them your friends or did they just hear about your last one and say, I want to be a part of the next one?
I just started advertising and they started
Yeah.
applying, and now I've got the same vendors that come back. I've got a lot of the same vendors that come back, and we've got some that'll be coming from Georgia and Clarksville and a couple from Kentucky this time.
Oh, wow. So they're traveling for it. So what are the ones that are coming from out of state? Do you know what they have offhand?
Not right off my
Yeah.
Right off. I've got one coming from Kentucky that I do know he's going to have garlic salts. Different
Oh, yeah.
garlic salts
Mhm.
and different things like that.
It's going to be a big time. It's going to be at Allgood City Park, March 15th, and it's free unless you buy something from one of the vendors.
Right.
But the event itself is free, so if you want to go by, and sounds like going to have a bunch of good food too. It's Good Morning Cookeville. We're live here in the Willow Window Studio. Hang out with us, guys. We'll be right back.
Disease, sickness, and injury are burdens for anyone, but especially when you have no one to help you. Be a blessing to a neighbor who is alone in the hospital and facing a health emergency. Learn more at CookevilleRegionalCharity.org.
You've prolonged it enough. 1 year quickly turned into 2, 2 years into 10, and now you've lost track of how long it's been since you've seen the dentist.
A trip to the dental office can be a scary thing for many people, but there is help. Hi, I'm Dr. Sandy Hayes.
And I'm Dr. Kevin Hayes. At Hayes Family Dentistry, we're changing the way people think about going to the dentist. We use the latest advancements in dental technology, including sedation dentistry, which offers hope to people who fear going to the dentist, or patients who need to have a lot of dental work done in just fewer appointments.
With one little peel, you'll ease into a state of relaxation and all of your fears will melt away, allowing us to correct years of dental problems, often in just one visit.
For more information, call us at Hayes Family Dentistry, 931-526-1614. That's 931-526-1614, or visit hayesdentistry.com and find out how easy it is to have the smile you've always wanted.
Sean Hannity here with some important advice. There's only one real estate agent I trust if I needed to sell my home. I'm talking about Heather Skender Newton with Skender Newton Realty. She services the entire Cookeville area. Just Google Skender Newton Realty.
Hey guys, Ron Crane here from Dependable Auto Sales and Service. Also Colonial Automotive, towing, rentals, we've got it all. Guys, if it's automotive, even if you need body work, if you've been in a wreck or something, please let us know. 931-526-7355. That's 931-526-SELL, S-E-L-L, 24/7 at dasautosales.com. That's dasautosales.com. And we're located 1575 Interstate Drive, the only car dealership on the left on Restaurant Row. Please come see us at any time. Thanks, guys.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated in the best hearing aids of 2024 by USA Today, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, just $189.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 500,000 happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
1077 and 1400, The Hub. Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here. We're in the Willow Window Studio. It's 7:18 now.
Chastity Johnson is with us. She's with Chastity's Crafty Events, and the spring market is coming up March 15th at Allgood City Park. It's going to have 100 vendors there, and you're going to have live music. Mm-hmm. And then have a little Easter event, too, at 1.
Yes.
So what happens there?
We're going to have the Easter Bunny there from 10 to 1 with free pictures, and then we'll have the egg hunt at 1 o'clock.
So is that free for folks to get in on that?
So Easter egg or Easter Bunny 10 to 1, 1 egg hunt.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Just want to double check that.
Yeah. So
Sassy, sometimes I get confused. I gotta make it right in my head real quick.
So who's going to be performing the live music?
Greg Baham from Crossville.
Okay, so yeah.
And
so
he's a DJ too, so in between his live performance, he's going to DJ as well.
Well, that sounds like fun. So you're going to have lots of music there too.
Yes.
So we were talking about all the kids with their doing the Easter egg hunt at 1. So will it be in different age groups, or is it just
probably divided up for the younger kids? We'll do one for the younger kids, one for the older kids. That way, the little kids don't get run over.
Because they will.
Yeah.
Because those big kids will push them. Yeah, they get excited.
Well, you can only be so polite when there's chocolate eggs to be had.
Yeah.
So they're not meaning to be mean. They're just focusing on the
there's
chocolate.
Chocolate eggs out there, and they were, oh, poor little kid, give it chocolate eggs. They want to be nice, don't you
I mean,
think?
heck, I get like that now when I get a craving for chocolate too. So
And we'll also have chariot rides with sweet chariot rides. They're going to bring their chariot out, and they'll be doing rides on the chariot.
Well,
chariot.
Yes.
You are bringing all kinds of new stuff to the table that I haven't heard about.
Yeah.
So when you say chariot rides, like,
Is that just for the kids?
No, adults can ride it.
So it must be like is it like a horse and carriage?
It's an electric carriage.
What?
Yes, it's an electric carriage, and it looks like a little Cinderella carriage. It's beautiful.
I want on it right now.
It is beautiful.
But it's not horse drawn.
Mm-mm. No, it's electric.
I want to see that.
But it's like a princess thing.
Mm-hmm.
And you know I'm a
Beautiful.
princess.
They do weddings
So it's magical.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see.
Of course.
It's
You got to have magic at Easter, because bunnies are magic.
wow. I'm learning so much about stuff.
Chastity, where have you been hiding all this?
Where? What was
And
that?
all good.
Now, are they based out of Allgood?
No, they're not based out of Allgood, but they are local.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
And what's the name of them again?
Sweet Chariot Rides.
Sweet Chariot Rides.
They do.
That's so neat.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, you can come and learn about some of the businesses that are around here, plus shop,
Yeah.
plus put your kids on some bouncy houses while you're like, hey, I'm gonna shop. I'll be right over here. I'm in eyesight.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of, it's gonna be fun.
And the chariot thing, that's for full size adults.
Yeah, you can.
He's wanting on it too.
He can fit 4 people on there.
You're wanting to carry your Princess Donna.
No, I just think
That's his wife.
That's super interesting.
I know.
That somebody thought of that, and that it's here, because I
Never knew it.
I never even heard of
No.
anything like that before.
It's beautiful. It is a beautiful chariot.
Huh? We gotta talk to them. Shit.
Yeah, I know.
That's too good.
Yeah, that'd be a good interview too. So you said you do 4 events a year?
Yes.
That's a lot of events.
Yes. We
So-
do the spring market, and then we have the summer family fun day in June. And then in August, we have the s'mores festival. In November, we have the winter fest.
Okay. We
Does he
talked
have a
about, I
chariot that
remember.
looks like a pumpkin.
No.
Ah,
That would be so neat.
next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they can decorate that chariot like
Yeah.
they got with pumpkins.
We had it at Winterfest, and they brought Santa and Misery's Claus in on it.
Yeah.
For real?
okay.
That's a good idea. All right. We'll move along
I
from
can't
that.
hardly get away from that. Can you?
No.
I did just that there's something like that here.
No,
in
we
the
might
Upper
have to start
Cumberland.
talking about dandelion jelly again.
Well, I did want to ask her. She said
Gosh.
that there were lots of benefit for dandelions.
Yeah.
Now we're going to move from the Springfest to dandelion healthcare.
Yeah.
What's dandelion good for?
Lowering blood pressure. It helps with your heart. Helps with your circulation. All that. It's got a lot of benefits to it.
Yeah, if you start going down that rabbit hole, you'll find out
Yeah.
that dandelion root
Yeah.
is something too. I didn't go real far down that rabbit hole, but there is some there's a lot of just the natural weeds that grow
Mhm.
that we try to kill every year.
God put them here for a purpose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're here for something, and until you start learning about them, they're just weeds that grow in your yard. Like, dandelions. Wonder how much money gets spent a year getting rid of dandelions.
I know.
Just from my husband alone, he don't like dandelions. So I'm going to tell Chastity, before my husband gets them, come over here and pick them.
Well, you can get there and pick them.
I'll help her.
You can even the little
I'll
white
help her.
clovers.
Yeah.
In your yard.
Mhm.
You can make jelly out of them too.
I bet that does taste just like honey.
It
Yeah.
tastes a little different. It's got a little kind of a berry taste to it. Actually.
Really? This is amazing me.
Yeah.
That's why the bees, they were onto something.
Yeah. What about honeysuckle? Have you tried it with honeysuckle?
Yes, I've got honeysuckle jelly as well.
Oh, what is
It
it?
tastes just like honeysuckle.
Just like it smells?
Like when you was a kid, when you would.
You
Yeah.
are kidding me.
Yeah, I always was that
I
honeysuckle
bet
juice.
that took a lot of patience too. To
Yeah, because them's harder to find
Yeah.
than a dandelion.
Well, they are, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Because blackberry jelly's easy to make, but so hard I mean, golly,
gathering the berries.
it hurts.
Yeah.
So they're more. I got all kinds of wild blackberries, like everybody else does, and they are so difficult to pick. And you've been picking for an hour, and you're like, oh boy, I've been out here picking for an hour. And you look down your bucket,
ain't even full.
and I mean, you feel like it's like you hadn't done anything.
But you've been out there.
Right. I bet dandelions are the same. I bet all that's the same.
Yeah.
Well, you don't get hurt as much from dandelions.
Yeah,
but your back probably hurts.
Yeah.
Because you got to bend over and
Well,
pick
you
up
could
those.
sit down and you could
Just
sit
pick
down
them
if
all
you had a
around
big
you.
enough. If you had a big enough patch, I bet.
Is there much sitting when you're picking the dandelions? I didn't think so.
No.
He's living the life, ain't he? Just sitting picking.
Well, if you found a big enough patch, you know, I mean,
find 'em.
you could sit down and
You'd more likely do that with clover than dandelion. Because dandelion say, I'm here, then I'll skip, I'll go over there.
I know what would happen. I'd find me a patch and I'd sit down and I'd be picking that patch.
He'd be acting like he is, but he'd just be sitting.
And then my wife, she would have already mowed, she'd already picked her a full 5-gallon bucket.
Right. While you're sitting there watching and bossing.
And you can still see the bottom of mine. That's exactly what happened. And how she does that stuff.
Yeah.
She don't quit.
You women folk are nuts.
In a good way, though, right?
That's what I mean.
Yeah, yeah.
In a good way. All right, so let's recap just so everybody understands this part of the show wasn't just about dandelion jelly.
Although it was interesting. Thank you, Chastity.
And who knows
And
what
clover.
else? What else we've talked about? Sheila, go over everything about the who, what, when, and where for this event.
Chastity, it's at All Good City Park.
Yes.
March 15th.
Yes, from 9 to 5.
And it's the spring market, over 100 vendors.
Mm-hmm.
So Easter Bunny will be there. You can take pictures with the Easter Bunny 10 to 1.
Yes.
1 o'clock, there is an Easter egg hunt. That's free for the kids.
Yes.
There's going to be chariot rides.
Mm-hmm.
All Good City Park, March 15th. And what is the time of the event, actual?
9 to 5.
Working 9 to 5. So see, that's easy for you to remember.
And
Sorry, I
then the
won't
gaming bus
sing
will
'em.
be there from 1 to 4.
Ooh, that's a lot.
You got some good extracurriculars
Yes.
going on over there too. That's going to be just perfect. Well, Chastity, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
It's Good Morning Cookeville. We're live here in the Willow Window Studio. Hang out with us. We'll be right back.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. A former White County middle school teacher will serve 45 years in prison after pleading guilty to numerous child sex abuse charges last week. District Attorney General Bryant Dunaway says a grand jury indicted Austin Damon Allen last year after evidence showed he sent pictures of sexual nature to female middle school students. A $25 billion bill from Governor Bill Lee aimed at preserving Tennessee farmland has squeaked through a Senate committee after stalling there last year. In an effort to counteract rapid farmland loss, the governor's proposal would offer financial incentives for farmers who wish to voluntarily place their land into a privately managed conservation easement. The Tennessee Highway Patrol responded to 195 crashes during a winter storm that impacted the volunteer state last week. The agency says troopers also assisted 289 stranded motorists and investigated 2 fatal crashes during the 2-day storm. That's the news from WHUB. I'm Rafferty Cleary.
Good morning, Cookeville. I'm Jacob Vinson with the UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub. Trailing by 9 at halftime on the road at Florida, the Tennessee Lady Vols used a 37-point third quarter to storm back ahead of the Gators and win 86-78 yesterday. The win pushes the Lady Vols to 21-6 on the season, 8-6 in the SEC, and 4 wins in a row. Next up for Tennessee, they will travel to Kentucky for a ranked matchup on Thursday. Number 1 Notre Dame women fell to number 13 NC State 104-95 in double overtime yesterday, snapping the Fighting Irish's 19-game win streak. Sophomore guard Zoe Brooks scored a game-high 33 points in the win for the Wolfpack. In men's college basketball yesterday, unranked Indiana upset number 13 Purdue 73-58. The Hoosiers trailed by 12 at halftime but outscored the Boilers 48-21 in the second half to win. Malik Renew and Trey Galloway each scored 15 for the Hoosiers. Elsewhere, St. John's beat UConn 89-75, and Memphis topped FAU 84-65. Alex Ovechkin is now just 13 goals shy of Wayne Gretzky's all-time goal record after netting 3 for the Capitals, who beat the Oilers 7-3 yesterday. It's the second hat trick this season for the 39-year-old. I'm Jacob Vinson, and that was the UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
The UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub, brought to you by One Bank.
TRN News.
The Salvation Army in Nashville is sending officers to help with flood recovery efforts in Kentucky. They're part of a mobile unit that's feeding survivors and first responders at Ground Zero. They'll join volunteers who are already in locations in Perry and Pike counties. Flood cleanup and hygiene kits will be handed out. Former Memphis police officer Emmett Martin facing charges for allegedly harassing his child's mother and will remain in custody until his sentencing in the federal civil rights case slated for May or June this year. Martin turned himself in Thursday morning and appeared in court later that day. U.S. District Magistrate Charmaine Claxton ruled the text Martin sent to the child's mother are probable cause for harassment, which violates his bond condition. Martin is one of 5 officers charged in the death of Tyree Nichols during a 2023 traffic stop. The state trial is set to begin April 28th. I'm Lee Mowen.
Number 1 for news from across the state. This is the Tennessee Radio Network.
Wow, yeah, since the storm, it's been crazy busy for us. We got all kinds of office desks coming in. Here's a fancy one right here. It's missing a leg, but that's all right. Whatever. Washers and dryers from a laundromat. Oh, wow, and check this out. Another deep fryer. And I'm not sure what this doohickey is. Yeah, most businesses weren't ready for a storm like that, but our work's really piling up here at Roberts & Son Salvage.
What will become of your business after a disaster? Nearly 2/3 of businesses aren't prepared for an emergency, and 40% of businesses that experience a disaster never recover. Make an emergency plan now, before it's too late. For a free online tool that helps you develop an emergency plan to keep your business up and running should disaster strike, visit ready.gov/business. Brought to you by the Federal Emergency Management Agency, the American Red Cross, and the Ad Council.
Better Business Bureau officials warning Tennessee residents about a growing phone scam. The agency says they've gotten an increase in reports of fraudulent loan application calls lately. One of the more common reports mentions a pre-recorded call from a woman identifying herself as Jessica, saying she needs more personal information to close on a loan. The BBB says anyone who receives one of these calls should block the number and file a complaint with the organization and the Federal Trade Commission. A woman has died after the tent she was lying in caught fire in Blount County. Authorities say the incident happened last week when Julie Whetstone was seen running from the live-in tent known as a yurt. She was on fire, and a passerby grabbed a blanket to put out the flames. Whetstone was airlifted to the hospital, where she later died. Her daughter says her mother's wood-burning stove went out, and she was using a propane heater at the time of the blaze. I'm Lee Mowen, Tennessee Radio Network News.
Upper Cumberland weather.
Brought to you by the Habitat for Humanity's Habitat Restore, located at 560 South Jefferson in Cookeville.
This is your latest forecast from News Talk 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
Well, we're going to flip the channel today a little bit with temperatures climbing into the mid-50s, and that warming trend continues right into the weekend. Overnight, though, will be partly cloudy, mid-30s, sunshine near 60 on Tuesday, and again, mostly sunny Wednesday with a high in the mid to upper 60s, maybe even 70 at some locations. But areas by Thursday and Friday will see a little light rain.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila.
On 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here. We're live in the Willow Window Studio. It's 7:34 now.
Well, we've been trying to get this guy in for a while. Luke Parker, busy guy. He's into CrossFit. He also was a mover and shaker with Cookeville Lifestyle.
That's right.
And you have a pretty interesting story, too. You even were on The Bachelorette?
Unfortunately.
So tell us your story.
Not a good experience.
Yeah.
I like to joke around about it.
But yeah, we can dive.
That
into
was on the 15th season when I wrote a little note there. 15th
I
season.
can't believe it had been that many seasons of that show.
I know.
That's crazy.
So, what was your experience like on The Bachelorette?
Okay, we're diving right in.
We're diving into that.
Reality TV.
Yeah, but that's not what he's all about. You wait till you hear his
I
story.
just want to hear the high points on this,
Yeah,
and
high
then I want to
points,
hear
low
your real
points.
story.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's all good. So, quick background to my senior year of college. I played 4 years of college baseball, and I was dating the captain of the volleyball team. I was the captain of the baseball team. Well, I had a hardcore breakup. My sister-in-law, who happened to be a fan of the ABC's Bachelor, Bachelorette, hadn't watched it for years, started watching it again. She's like, man, talking to my brother here. So her sister-in-law talking to my brother. She was like, man, Luke's in this bad place with this breakup. Why don't we fill out an application form for this crazy show? Like, I'm just eager to see what's behind the scenes.
Right, yeah.
Sure enough, this is like months after she fills out an application for me on my behalf. Again, out of a breakup.
So did you know that she had done this?
No idea.
Oh, she surprised you.
Oh, yeah.
So she thought the best way for you to get over a bad breakup is to go on national television.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Yeah, she had my best interest in
That
mind.
makes
I'm just joking.
It makes sense.
I love messing with her. She's great. But anyway, long story short, I get a phone call from LA months after she filled out that application. And I asked the people. They're like, hey, got your application. We think you're a great candidate. We'd like to continue the application process. And I'm like, for what is this? The lady's like, oh, ABC's, season 15, The Bachelorette. And I'm like,
I'm being punked right
yeah,
now.
literally. I said that. I said, is this a prank call? Like, are you messing with me?
Yeah.
And she's like, no, like, look at the area code. This is LA. Like, I work for Warner Brothers, ABC, all this stuff. And I'm like, wow, okay. And then sure enough, through just some discernment, because I didn't want to go on there as a faith man, a believer in Jesus, a Christian. I was like, man, this is not a good, healthy dating environment to share my girlfriend with 30 other dudes. To start.
No, it just doesn't
narrow it
make
down to
sense.
one.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense. So anyway, got on the show, and I'll keep this short.
Okay.
I'll answer or talk about whatever you want, but I learned a lot.
Yeah.
My experience was very interesting because I got pinned as this season's villain, and how I like to describe it to my
Well, I didn't realize that because I don't
yeah.
watch it.
Right. Well, how I like to describe it to my friends, making a joke, is like I was actually the only normal guy with a season full of other villains.
Right.
Which I'm joking there, but it was an interesting scenario. They keep you up all night. They try to feed some of the contestants, whoever's willing to drink alcohol, and then they're like try to create drama and create all this stuff. And anyway, long story short, I'm thankful for that experience because it helped me grow a lot as a man, helped me really grow a lot and understand what I wanted in a future wife, which now I'm married. Praise God.
Oh, good.
Yeah. And
What's her name?
Jennifer. And she is.
Hi, Jennifer.
Yes. Hello, if you're listening. But helped me grow a lot in my faith, grow closer with my family. And I'm super grateful for the opportunity. It opened up a lot of doors for me in life. And one of those is being on this podcast with you guys. But another cool thing is getting connected with Rich Froning in CrossFit Mayhem, which is local here in Cookeville.
Right.
We know, right? CrossFit Games, 10-time CrossFit Games champion.
Sure.
Essentially what people say, the Michael Jordan of CrossFit, right?
Oh, yeah.
The GOAT. Anyway, so he was starting Mayhem Mission, which is a nonprofit. After the time, this is briefly after the show, I started getting into CrossFit.
So you just got into that. You didn't line up with him through the show, or
No.
did he see you there?
Actually, that's a great question. So 2019, actually, specifically after the show, I just started CrossFit, and I wanted to spectate what's kind of like the Super Bowl of CrossFit. It's called the CrossFit Games. And his wife was there, obviously supporting him. And I got tagged by something on social media with her in it. And I was like, wait a second. I've read his book. Like, I know them. I know their family. Know their story. I'm like, I'm a huge fan of this guy. He's looks like Leonidas. He's going winning the CrossFit Games. He's got like Galatians 6:14 tattooed on his rib cage. And I'm like, man, he works out for a living. He's just looks like, just a leader, going to battle, And I thought I was just inspired, right? And anyway, so I DM his wife like, hey, so you got tagged on something on my Instagram. I was wondering if you watched that, season 15 of The Bachelorette, or if you know anything about it. If there's any opportunity to meet you and your husband, I'd love the opportunity. And she like sent me a bunch of emojis and exclamation marks like, man, I have a Monday night like prime time watch party.
Oh, so she's a huge
Oh,
fan.
yeah, she was a fan.
Ah.
So it was hilarious.
That worked out great.
Yeah, truly.
So that's kind of how you met Rich Froning.
Yes, well. I'll add one more thing to that, but yeah, essentially, I was fangirling him, and his wife was fangirling me on that show, and it was funny. I used that to, for a good laugh. But
Yeah.
it was an interesting dynamic. But
Right, but I mean that made that door easier to open. I'm sure.
Absolutely.
To meet Rich and be able to get into what you were wanting to get into, which was
Absolutely.
The CrossFit, I guess, or just to learn from his leadership style.
100%.
Yeah. So, did you do CrossFit before? And
I did for several months, but not too long.
Yeah.
And then I was all in, and like you said, to learn from, Rich's discipline, right? CrossFit Mayhem's core values are faith, family, fitness, service, and that was what really attracted to me was his faith, and obviously the fact that he was the best in the sport, right? If you want to get into anything,
oh sure,
it's
yeah,
best to learn from the best, right?
Absolutely.
And yeah, he discipled me on how to be a professional CrossFit athlete and took me under his wing. And like you said, I learned leadership, discipline, hard work, consistency, all the things that it takes to be great at anything you do in life. And yeah, I'm super grateful for that opportunity because the last few years now I am currently a professional CrossFit athlete, and that's what I do for a living now.
Oh, so tell us your whole story now, I guess. The
Genesis story from the beginning.
Yeah. We want to hit the high spots, but we also want to dive a little deeper here. So tell us, where you came from, how you got here, what's your faith story? Tell us all that.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Well, let's take it back to when I was a kid.
Okay.
Grew up in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, grew up playing all sports. My dad was an athlete. Grandpa played professional baseball. My dad played college football. So just thrown into all the sports. That was kind of what I found my identity in. And I did have the opportunity to learn about God and my faith. My dad essentially was the one that, because my whole family was lost, my dad was the one that first found Jesus and had an impactful moment and shared his faith with our entire family. And then we were bought in.
Right.
On the Jesus train. And yeah, I mean, I was 8 years old. My dad led me to prayer at the foot of my bed, and I accepted Jesus as my personal Lord and Savior. I understood the gospel, right?
Mm-hmm.
He explained to me like the whole Garden of Eden, right? The fall of man, when sin entered in the world. So I understood this concept that every human being born has sin in their life, and that I'm in need of a Savior.
Right.
And that's why God sent his one and only son, Jesus, to come take our place, pay our debt, because we belong on that cross, but he took our place that we could spend eternity in right relationship with God forever in heaven. And I understood that concept. So anyway, prayed that prayer. I was all in. I was sold out, and then continued to live my life, grow up, middle school, high school, played a ton of sports, focused on football and baseball in high school. Was kind of like trying to figure out which one to play in college, and then ended up picking baseball, played 4 years of college baseball. And again,
Where at?
Oh man, that's a deep question. I laugh because I went to several different schools, but I went to a junior college in Central Florida, like close to Orlando. It's called Winter Haven, Florida, and it was a 2-year school, so community college.
Yeah.
And then I signed to a 4-year university, High Point University in North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
It's a small Division I. And then I ended up going to another college and for my senior year called Faulkner University. It's not affiliated with the NCAA, so it's called NAIA.
Yeah.
And that was awesome. Got to go to the College World Series for NAIA. We ended up coming in second. I don't want to really get into all the details there. No, I'm just playing. No, it was great. I had an incredible college experience. But college is unique for me and my story. And I was just sharing this earlier with a group of guys in Bible study this morning about a little bit of my story, because I just told you my salvation story, if you will. When I was 8 years old, my dad led me to prayer, and my biggest thing, and I didn't realize it, was my identity. I didn't understand that without knowing it, because I never had any like really strong men in my life that could describe to me and explain to me and live out, as far as a role model, what it means to have a strong sense of purpose and strong sense of identity as a Christian.
Right.
And my identity was in my performance. Was I making the baseball team? Was I going to go pro? the clothes I wore, fitting in, whatever mattered a lot to culture mattered most to me. And that was just because, again, I didn't have a strong mentor. No one was guiding me. I had this faith, but it was more like what I like to call fire insurance faith. Like, I prayed the prayer. If I die now, I'm going to heaven, but, like, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, Monday through Saturday for me, I'll put on a polo and go sit in the church pew on Sunday.
Right.
So anyway, how I like to describe it is I had this performance-based identity versus a purpose-based identity. And how I like to describe it is interchange performance with a me identity. Like, my life's all about me.
Right.
And then I actually had a wild moment where God met me where I was. I was in a dark place. Well, on the outside, I was living the dream, right? This is going to my junior year of college from sophomore year, where I was, 400 batting average, right?
Yeah.
Hitting home runs, robbing home runs, like stolen base record at my school, and
Which that all sounds great,
right?
That's what a lot of
Sounds like you're
folks
killing
want.
it.
100%.
Especially 400.
You were Instagram awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was Instagram awesome.
You're Instagram awesome.
But inside, you were missing something.
Hey, let's take a quick break if we can, and we'll come right back. It's Good Morning Cookeville. We're live here in the Willow Window Studio. We'll be right back.
And so it was when Jesus had ended these sayings that the people were astonished at his teaching, for he taught them as one having authority and not as the scribes. Matthew chapter 7, verses 28 and 29. Hello, Upper Cumberland. This is Jesse Flowers with the Jerry Whitson Road Church of Christ. Join us this month as we study Jesus' Sermon on the Mount from the Gospel of Matthew every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. on our radio program, Words of Exhortation, right here on WHUB. May the Lord bless you as you serve him and serve others.
Hey folks, this is Paul Winkler. One of our client says something interesting about why he chose us. He said the financial advisor he had worked with up to this point in his life wasn't the one to get him through retirement. Is that you? You've made it this far, but you recognize you don't get a do-over when you're actually in retirement. It's not too late to feel confident about your financial future. The first step is easy. Set up a phone consultation or in-person meeting with any of our offices by calling us at 615-851-1950 or just go to paulwinkler.com.
And now located in Cookeville.
At Gentry's Power Equipment on Buffalo Valley Road, they bring value to your outdoor projects with unbeatable deals. Like right now, enjoy a $750 instant rebate on select Exmark laser models. Plus, take advantage of 1.99% financing for 48 months on all models. Need the perfect tool? Visit your local steel dealer for expert advice and legendary products you won't find in big box stores. Seize the moment and elevate your outdoor game with Gentry's Power Equipment.
Let the bidding begin. It's time for the show, and you know it's gonna go high. There's a buzz in the air, and people come from everywhere to hear the auctioneer cry. The sound of the gavel never gets old when you hear an EJ say so. Live or online, we handle auctions of any kind.
Call Amanette's Eagle Auction at 526-5335, where we soar higher.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville. 1077 and 1400, The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila, live in the Willow Window Studio. It's 7:48 now.
Luke Parker is with us. He is with CrossFit Mayhem. He's also got a great spiritual story he's sharing with us, and he was with Cookeville Lifestyles, one of the Movers and Shakers edition. Was that the latest Movers and Shakers? I think it was.
The latest. Well, the latest.
The latest Movers and
yeah.
Shakers.
2024.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that was
and now a professional CrossFitter.
Yes, CrossFit athlete. Yeah, CrossFitter. No, that's you said it
CrossFitter,
right.
is that? I mean, what do you? I mean, are you?
Yeah, what I say to my friends who don't know what that is I'm a professional fitness racer.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that makes sense. All right.
Yeah.
So we were talking about your journey in faith, and I believe we'd made it up to you're about to graduate college.
Yeah.
And where your identity led you.
Absolutely. Yeah. So essentially, I was, we went the full Genesis story from the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you guys were listening earlier, you heard about, the whole story when my father led me to faith at the foot of my bed in a prayer when I was 8 years old. Now we've sped up all the way to college.
Now we're in college.
And essentially, to pick up where we left off was this idea about I finally understood. I didn't realize it, but in my life I had a performance-based identity versus a purpose-based identity. And it was essentially being on my own, right? In college, don't have curfew, don't have to listen to my parents. All the time to go to bed, all the things.
Right. Eat chocolate cake whenever you want.
First time you were really living your own life kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. McDonald's drive-through at midnight. All right, anyway. So essentially what mattered most to other people, whether it was culture, my peers, my teammates, because I'm playing college baseball at the time, what mattered most to them, what they found their value in, I started finding my value in.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, so going into my junior year for my sophomore year of college, God met me where I was. It's a unique story, but I felt like, look, I'm not trying to sound like a hippie here, right? I have friends that God has spoken to them audibly. God doesn't do that often. That's rare, right? He speaks to us through people, through his word, right? And also I've met people that, God communicates through visions and dreams. I've never experienced that. But the closest thing I've ever had to like an audible voice, because I've, again, haven't experienced that, was I felt like God was telling me to follow him, almost like a strong feeling in the pit of my stomach, like a whisper in my ear. I was, again, in playing college baseball, and I felt like I had kind of hit rock bottom in my life, kind of like we talked about. On the outside, I was winning, right? Signed a big scholarship to play Division I baseball, living the dream, like as far as, not just being a starter on my team, but being very successful athlete, fitting in, like very, friendly there.
It looked like you had it all.
The success scale, right, was very high, and to culture. But inside, I was feeling empty, and I felt like God was telling me to let go and follow him. Like the strong, like you said, spiritual moment in that time of my life. And then
you needed more purpose in your life.
Exactly. And how I like to describe it, thank you for saying that, was this difference between performance-based identity and purpose-based identity, which the difference is, it's beautiful. Performance-based identity, again, I like interchanging that with a me identity, means it's all about me. My value, my worth is all in a result or performance. And look, you can tie this into anything, whether it's the car I drive, the job I have, trying to live this American dream to appear a certain way to culture, right? Fitting in. Whatever mattered to culture mattered to me, right? Me identity. Even something like as simple, silly as like, the clothes I wear, right? So that was my performance-based identity. I didn't realize that like consumed me. And the beautiful thing between the two of performance and purpose-based identity is performance-based identity, failure exists. It just does. We're human, right? We're not going to be perfect in everything we do. Eventually, we're going to be left feeling empty, like dissatisfied, right?
Right.
Lack of satisfaction. And the beautiful thing about purpose-based identity or a God identity is knowing this one thing, that no matter who we are, where we were born, what we've been through, every path, good, bad, and ugly, whether we're on the valley of life or on the top of a mountain in life, everything is for a purpose, on purpose, by the one who created purpose. And that's a purpose-based identity or a God identity, knowing that in the end, right, when you put your faith and trust in Jesus, at the end, it doesn't matter what I go through here.
Right.
I have victory in the end because I'm covered by the blood of Jesus. And
Pretty simple.
That's the cool thing. And again, why do we go through these hard things in life? Well, hey, our mess is our message, right? I get to relate a lot of people about the crazy stuff I went through on reality TV.
Yeah.
I could talk your guys' ears off of it, or what I've learned from baseball in my life, or even the most recent years about CrossFit, right? Going through hard things, right? Facing adversity, and then knowing that it's going to produce a harvest, right?
Right.
And knowing what's on the other side, right? It's like the whole zooming out method, right? When you zoom in on the pain or the crud, if you will, that you're going through,
right?
It hurts worse. It's hard.
Well, sure. I mean, if that's all you think about is the pain, then it's hard to see
anything
it.
else, right?
Yeah.
But when you zoom out, you can see, oh, that's why I went through those things,
Mhm.
because you see what's on the other side,
Right.
You see the purpose behind it.
Luke, how does your fitness play into your purpose as well? Because it seems like that kind of is important for you to have that in line too, and that is your temple.
Exactly. Well said. Yeah, I just believe, like you said, I mean, you brought up the word temple, right? I believe that's what our bodies are. He's gifted us these healthy bodies, praise God, that we can do a lot with. And I just believe, we're supposed to be a good steward of everything we've been gifted, and our bodies are one of them. And I could talk a lot about what I think as far as like fitness routine, nutrition, all these things. I just believe this, like we're meant to be able to be capable of being fit for life. Not saying you need to go work out like Rich Froning and do 100 workouts a day. And
Well, that's good news because that's not happening.
Which one of us can be rich?
Right.
Rich Froning is like amazing. Does that help keep you though in line with what you need to like accomplish spiritually too?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, really what I feel like is echoing in my mind and what you're touching on is essentially a standard of excellence in your life, right? Being consistent and having discipline in your life, whether we're talking about your fitness journey, relationships, right? Our spiritual walk, our faith walk, right? Spending time with God. I like using relationships because, hey, think about friends and family that we don't talk to a whole lot. Like if we don't water that plant, we don't like continue to check in with them, like that relationship starts to kind of fizzle out and feel like it's dying. Although we know, like, granted, close family and friends, we can, call them once in a year. Obviously, we're not trying to do that. But if we did, we're going to pick up right where we left off.
Seems like it's easier for dudes to do that than it is for the lovely ladies.
The ladies want to overshare, and the men, we've got to open y'all up just a little.
All right.
Sometimes, not every time.
I've got buddies that I probably hadn't talked to in 8 months, 9 months. It's been a long time that I could call up and nothing would have changed.
Yeah, pick up where you left off.
Right.
Like, yeah.
So
pick right back up.
But not everybody's that way. Like my mom is for sure not.
Yeah.
Like I always have to call my mom, and you're right. That relationship with my mom is great.
Right.
Mainly because she makes it so, because
Yeah.
she won't let me go too long without talking to her.
So good.
But you're right. Those are your lifers. They're going to be with you forever.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess a better analogy would be like, let's talk about like a spouse, like someone that you have to talk to consistently every day, right? You got to water that every day. You got to check in every day. You have to communicate every day. Essentially the same thing with like anything you want to be good at in life. You have to be consistent and disciplined. So you brought up fitness. Like, how does that help you? Well, one, it gives me more energy once I've worked out, although sometimes it hurts, but it helps me be fit for life. And it just holds me to that standard of excellence, and it bleeds into and correlates directly with every aspect of my life, right? Trying to be the best father, right? I don't know if that's a spoiler alert. I don't know if I brought that up earlier, but I'm a new father to a 6-month-old.
Congratulations.
Oh, that's great.
Thank you. So, like, I want to be the best father I can be, best husband I can be, best everything, right? So that's what fitness does for me.
Keeps you focused.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish that's one of those things that, and as you get older and you weren't focused when you were younger, much like myself, as you sure wish that you would have been.
Yes.
And so congratulations to you for doing that. Not
realizing that at a younger age too,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then being present for your
Yeah.
wife and for
make
your
good
God.
life decisions.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sounds like you have so far. That's great.
Thank you.
I wish I would have. Wish I'd had the sense to have done that.
But you help. There's a reason why you did, and you help tell others, "Hey, do as I say, not as I do."
Oh yeah,
That's a good one.
Oh yeah.
My dad loves that one.
Yeah.
I can watch a young man now and go, "That's gonna hurt him later."
Yeah.
He doesn't know it yet.
Yeah.
It's like I'm narrating his life.
Yeah.
Young Johnny doesn't know that this is going to hurt him. And
This will come back to bite him.
One of my favorite quotes, kind of similar to "Do as I say, not as I do." My dad loves telling me this one, and I think it's really good. He says, "I want you. The reason I'm telling you this is because I want you to be better. I want you to get on my shoulders and go farther than where I've gone. And I think that's beautiful.
It's a beautiful thing.
Humility, you know?
Yes.
It's just good.
Well, thanks so much for being here this morning. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's Good Morning Cookeville. We're live in the Willow Window studio. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Bye. Sorry.
This is News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub. Good morning, Cookeville. W299BY. 107.7 FM. And AM 1400 WHUB Cookeville.